Hi guys. Um, this time I'm gonna do a review of Maze Runner 2, the Scotch Trials. I excuse me. um, I saw it a few days back. So what's the movie about? It's a young adults. It's a movie based on a young adults. If you like Hunger Games, um, you will like this movie Maze Runner. It's not to be taken seriously, but the movie does have mature themes and a bit scary, so it's really not for kids. Um, yeah, so let me just give you the plot of this movie. So the plot is a straight continuation from part one from Maze Runner. So in my country, they named it Maze Runner 2, the Scorch Trials, because I think people would know what does it mean. Uh, because young adult novels not really that popular here, unless it's Twilight or the Hunger Games. Um, so the movies came out straight from the previous one, Maze Runner, and it continues from that end. And our heroes, the survivors from the first one, straight off right away into action. And I'm not gonna spoil so much, but they went to another adventure and to find some sort of resistance, to fight off the bad guys that imprisoned them in the maze from the first movie. So that's basically the whole plot. It's about a group of people continuing their journey. Um, so what's good about it? I'm gonna start with what's good about it. The good thing about this movie is shot beautifully. I have to say that the post-apocalyptic world is amazingly shot. So they created the ruins, the buildings. They look so realistic. So I would say beautiful to see, to watch, and I do admire that. um, anyway, what else? The other good thing. Oh yeah, the other good thing about this movie, there are zombies. So, but if you're the different about the zombies, if you played The Last of Us, which is a survival adventure game on the PlayStation, there is this type of zombies called the clickers. So in this movie, they try to copy that. So if you love The Last of Us, you will love this movie because they have the clickers. Uh, so the zombies are terrifying. Um, yeah, I mean, and that's basically the two great points about this movie. Beautifully shot, horrible, uh, I mean, terrifying zombies. Yeah, but there is a lot of bad things about this movie that I really had problems since the first one. I think this movie was shot in one go, like they shot part one and part two or part three in the same time. So you have problem in part one, it's the same problem is in part three, part two and part three. And the same problem I had with Maze Runner is one is the plot. The plot is really like out of this. I mean, doesn't make any sense. Like in the first movie, they are put in the glade, and it's such a beautiful place. It's there are some people who live there for years, and they get free food, they get water, but they live in a maze. And then at the end of the movie, you realize outside is post-apocalyptic where nothing lives, nothing grows. So that alone just broke the movie for me, because if the world outside is so horrible, why not just stay in the maze? And if there are people who created the glade, why not just create more glades and put people there to live? Because people, I mean, they get free flow water, food, and they can grow their own food. So yeah, it makes that broke the plot for me. And in this movie, that nonsense plot is more extreme, whereas now it's revealed that they are using these children, these kids, to harvest their brain nerves or something to as a cure for a post-apocalyptic diseases. But you really don't get it, or you don't care, because I mean it's just you never exposed to the reasoning in the first movie, so suddenly you're just given, oh, they are using your brain to cure some disease. It's just so bullshit that you don't buy it. I don't buy it. And yeah, I mean the plot is a big problem. And lastly, I think the biggest problem for me, I think the same one with with the first Maze Runner, was the hero. Hero is so serious. I mean, he has only one look on his face that is so serious. He reminds me of episode one, the guy who played Anakin Skywalker, the kid, who have only one look on his face that is a serious actor or something. Uh, no, he's not as what do you call that attractive. He doesn't have an attractive character. He's not a charming character. He doesn't. How do I say that? When you have a serious guy, serious face, he doesn't. He'll have the one impression. It's really hard for two people to connect because he's just so brooding, so serious. So the second movie is just the same guy. Like I said, if they have the flaw on the first one, they have the flaw on the second and third. Um, I don't know how the reception in the America or the Western world about these novels, but for me, apart from the nice visual effects and nice zombies, action, the movie is bad on plot and acting. You know, there is uh, just there are things that doesn't make any sense to me. Like in the middle of the movie, they somehow find this guy whose name is Marcus. He's living in the city. There is a living city where there are people surviving out in this abandoned cities, which is, I mean, it doesn't explore how big is this people, how many people survived the war, I mean survived the apocalyptic, and how they are managed to survive in the post-apocalyptic world. And then there's even prostitutes. I mean, how, I mean, why? It doesn't, it's just like put in there, it's not explained, it feels unnatural. So yeah, there's a lot of bad things about the movie that I didn't like. But it's, I mean, as a movie as a whole, I in this in the is in the whole scheme of thing, I give this movie 6 out of 10. 6 because it's not as bad as it's not badly made. It's well made, but the plot and the actors are really sucks. And you can enjoy it just to watch it, but I don't you don't want to buy a Blu-ray for this. I don't want to buy a Blu-ray for this. And like I said again, the actors and the actresses are not attractive. Attractive doesn't mean handsome or sexy. It doesn't mean that way. It means that you are approachable. You can connect with the characters. You know, in this movie, you can't even connect with the hero. He is, I mean, he's so serious, and the actress, the heroine, is not really, you know, it's not, there's no charisma, I could say. There's no chemistry between the two characters, and yeah, it's lacking. No, just stick to Hunger Games. So the Hunger Games is much better for me. And as a young adult novel, it's really, the movie is really not for young kids because it's a lot of violence, a lot of gore with the zombies and stuff like that, and a lot. There's even one instances where somebody took his own life, so it's really an adult movie, but with kids in it, yeah, with young children in it. So that's my review. It's 6 out of 10. It's just an okay movie. Not recommend for Blu-ray. Yeah, so that's my short review of Maze Runner 2: The Scorch Trial. Sorry.